Yet wrought light, one heart denied, our Pharaoh's will grown grim and cold.
Hello there everyone, welcome back to more Let's Play Ravenloft, the Stone Prophet. And we are currently right outside of the Pharaoh's Rest. This is the resting place of Ankhtepot, and is the only place we have yet to explore. Off screen, I took some time to clean up around the area. You can see some of the dead bodies of the zombies I've destroyed. Also picked up a magic warhammer and a magic shield. I cleaned out our inventory quite a bit, because we're at just about the last leg of the game. And we are going to take on some of the other meanest enemies in the game. Stone golems. Now these guys, well, these guys are tough. Tough in so much as that they ignore most magic, and they hit hard. Additionally, if you are going to fight them with weapons, they need to be powerful magical weapons. If you don't have, say, a +2 or +3 weapon, you're not even hurting them. So if we brought our troll buddy in here, his claws would be worthless against these guys. We're doing a pretty good job making short work of them. And what do we have over here? The Pharaoh's Rest. Pharaoh's Rest. The name itself speaks of majesty and of timeless sleep. There, dark stone vaults await, set deep in the earth. What robber might penetrate its traps? What thief avoid its dangers? From west to east they come, eager to match their wits against the ageless stone. From west to east lie the stones themselves, awaiting the steps of the bravest in the land. And what might the reward for such careful stepping be? The obstacles vanish. It opens as might a door leading down the dark and secret halls of fate. Now we're just going to toss that away. That is actually a hint as to what we have to do. And look, we now have another teleport key for Pharaoh's Rest. So if we came here nice and early in the game, we could have picked one up. But if we came here nice and early in the game, chances are we wouldn't have been able to handle the stone golems. Now, what we just read made mention of going from west to east and stepping on appropriate stones. Just going to make ourselves invisible again. Well, they mean these. We have to find, I think, 4 or 5 pressure plates. We have to step on them in the right order. And thankfully that order is just clockwise, going from westmost to eastmost. I don't know how many times I missed that playing this game as a youth. Playing these games again in my adulthood, a lot of things I missed as a kid become clearer. I hear somebody roaring at me. Potion of speed? Well, we just cast haste, so we don't really need that. And there are some more golems. And thankfully, they cannot see us. So they're just going to keep walking away until we get too close. A dagger? Is it a magic dagger? You know what? Let's just put detect magic on. Alright, there are some stairs up over here. I'm gonna let those be for the time being. Come here, you. Actually, we're making pretty short work out of these golems. They must be pretty tough. Alright, there's our third pressure plate. keep your eyes open. Well, open is probably the wrong way to describe it, but remember this area over here. Okay, there's our next plate. At least I hope it's our next plate. That's right, you cowards. Run. Run away. Don't call the golems cowards. What a world difference being invisible. Normally I never really bothered being invisible. This is making dealing with the enemy so much easier. And there's our next pressure plate. I think this is just one more at this point. And there it is. So if I did this right, yep, the passage over here opens up. There are more golems growling at us. There are also stairs down. And in this case, we are going to take the stairs down. And we're going to walk right into a golem. Now we gotta chase the golems down. Pretty sure that's the only key that we need around here. But looky, look who's hanging out down here. Hiding in the shadows.
You! The signs ran plain enough. Etched across your face like the death of dreams. Senmet is no more. Senmet is destroyed!
We've heard all this before. Yet now we know it to be the truth, for Senmet fell before us.
Here I awakened Senmet, so long ago. Here I slept the sleep of pharaohs and dreamed of that power soon to be mine. You have stolen everything, and not from me alone. There is another who sought to use Senmet's power. The great priest of Ra, the Hierophant. You have taken his pawn, ruined his plan. The Hierophant knows no forgiveness for the likes of you and Senmet. My Senmet shall be avenged.
Sounds like we have made another enemy. Who is this Hierophant, this ally of Senmet?
Ally? You fool. Senmet was no ally of the Hierophant. A pawn of the priest. A servant of the Hierophant. These things he was, and no more. Ah, what a waste. The prophecy had all but come to pass, with the obelisk standing in the sight of men and the temple of Ra unearthed. Soon the Hierophant would have moved against Ankhtepot. Then, in that instant, the beginning of...
If the Hierophant would move against Ankhtepot, why not do so without Sekhmet?
Know you less than nothing? Apparently so. The Hierophant cannot leave the Temple of Ra. Bound to it, he commands little beyond that place. With one soaring hope he made his plans. To combine his powers with Sekhmet's mobility, to use the two in a scheme to defeat Ankhtepot. These he sought. Now, with Sekhmet destroyed, know you this. The Hierophant shall not allow his vast powers to dissipate. Those powers shall be leveled against you when the chance arises.
So the Hierophant and Sekhmet have been up to a lot of treachery. A thread of treachery winds through this land, perhaps too tangled to follow. If Sekhmet is a pawn of the Hierophant, whose pawn, I wonder, are we? That's a good question, Beatrice. Why do you poor suckers keep getting pulled into the lands of the mist? Now, let's beat up these golems. Or try to beat up the golems. There's a bunch of them over here too. We can handle them though. I'm gonna grab this scroll. Ray's dead. Bah. No, we don't need water skins. What do we have here? This is the conjoining teleporter that will teleport us to the Temple of Ra, but we don't have the seal to activate it yet. Well, it seems I was very wrong. There are more keys to find. Resist fire? Sure, drink up. And jump? We don't need to jump. I mean, we might as well jump. We don't need to. Alright, well, our next stop is over this way to go upstairs. But first, the obsessive compulsive in me wants to close up the map over here. And upstairs we go. And sure enough, golems. I'm almost positive golems are not the only enemies to be found here. We're going to find a lot of them. Now there's the door we need this key for. Yeah, growl right back at you. Now, how are we doing so far? I see a treasure chest. Let's see, we got hit by a lightning bolt. And look at these goodies. Gold plate armor, magic warhammer, some cleric scrolls. But this armor is sadly not magical. Alright, let's get out of the way of the lightning bolts. And we pick up the Har'Akir shield, which is also magic. Come to the end. A falcon of great grace and beauty. It might almost have a personality of its own, as if the artist were depicting one creature in particular, and not warbirds in general. And we get ourselves the gold Ankh. And we also get another scroll of raised dead. Whew. Well, there is more to do up here. And yeah, let's do it out of order. I've been doing everything out of order. You may remember, we picked up this gold whistle not too long ago. And we read a document that said, blow it 3 times to summon the hunter's falcon. So the image has come alive. How beautiful. If I'm not mistaken, yes, a falcon. Often prized as trained hunters, the companions of brave men. By the gods, it speaks. Yet it is no language I understand. How wondrous. Well, there is another animal for us to communicate with. So I'm just going to cast Speak with Animals real quick. If we wanted to, we could have put the helmet back on, the helmet of Hathor, or Hastur. But we're just going to use a spell for simplicity's sake.
The call. The call! The whistle sounds and I awake. Where are you, my master? From where have you called?
We have called you, beautiful one. The golden whistle is in our possession.
You are not my master, no! The whistle you have, my heart is my own. Oh, my master, how I have waited for your call. Oh, my master, do you honor still the old vow?
The old vow. The old vow. What mission of honor does your master follow?
As I am a bird of war, so my master followed the ways of battle. So long ago. He was a hero, my master, a true warrior. When they spoke of the greatest soldier in all the land, it was of him they spoke. In time, the Pharaoh rewarded him. My master joined the royal guard. He swore to protect the Pharaoh with his life. And yet he failed.
Did he die in the service of Ankhtepot?
No, my master suffered not a single wound. The great priest of Ra, the Hierophant, made his way past my master. With the stealth of a shadow, with the silence of night, the Hierophant stepped within the royal chambers. Ankhtepot met his fate at the fall of the Hierophant's blade.
Your master must have felt great shame at his failure to protect Ankhtepot.
Shame. Great shame. Yet my master swore that if he could not guard Ankhtepot in life, he would do so in death. He sacrificed his heart, the vessel of his spirit and soul, cast it into the desert. Forever now, my master guards the way to Anktepot's burial chamber. He is but a stony shadow of himself, as was I. None shall pass that way, now or ever, until the heart of my master is once again returned to him.
We had read some history of which you speak. Can nothing beyond the heart of your master open the door he guards?
No. Only my master's heart shall free him from the oath he swore. Only its return can release him from service to this evil lord. Once the heart rests again within him, he shall be free, free to pass beyond the gate of the dead, and me with him.
You said your master's heart was cast into the desert, in such heat and wind-blown sand. How might it be found? It would take the eyes of...
Yes, it would take the eyes of a hawk or a falcon. Thank you for freeing me from the stone, my friend. Now I might soar again. Feel the heat of the desert beneath my wings turn high in rising air. I shall climb above the yellow sands where nothing can escape my sight. Somewhere among the lizards, among the insects, among the turning tides of sand, I shall find it.
If you return with your master's heart, beautiful one, how will you restore it to him?
I depend on you. Having freed me from the stone, having heard the tale of my faithful master, you will help. I know you will. Place the heart in that space from which it has been torn. Free my master from his oath to Ankhtepot.
Well, now our little bird friend is flying out of the Pharaoh's Rest and into the sands of Har'Akir. He's going to go looking for that heart. And we get ourselves this nice little cinematic of it. There we go. That must be Muhar down there. And there's the obelisk. And there is the heart. Now, you see, the heart is right here in our cursor, and on more than one occasion, I've had an item in that cursor, and I would get that scene to happen and not have the heart, which is an annoyance to say the least. And if you happen to have foolishly saved after that interaction and that cutscene without the heart, well, then you're out of luck. But we have the heart, and we have the golden Ankh key, so we can go further into Pharaoh's Rest. Oh, that sounds familiar. Ah, I see a button. Button open the wall to a teleporter. Well, before we start jumping into teleporters, let's look around. There's another button. So there's a lot of buttons that we're going to need to look for around here. Ah, and you remember these guys. Death Heads. They're the ones that blow blasts of electricity. A pirate. wall takes us to a bunch of ointments. Might as well grab them. So if you look here, we have several passages that we can go up. We're actually going to take the time to go up each and every one of them. Because each and every one of them, well, they all lead us to where we want to go. But each one is a different trap. Like this one, we're actually getting hit by fireballs. Thankfully that was it. It was just a bunch of fireballs. Now that we've got past all the fireballs, heal? Yeah, I should probably use some of these heal scrolls. Fireballs though. See, we're on the other side, and all these passages lead up here. But we're going to want to eventually go down each one of these passages. Death moved past the guard at Ankhtepot's chamber. It was a shadow so quick, neither the guard nor his trained falcon caught the sight, nor felt the shifting in the still air. Neither heard the footfalls, steps so light they were as dust settling in the night. Shamed by his failure, the hero vowed that he would not protect his Pharaoh, that if he could not protect his Pharaoh in life, he would do so in death. The sacrifice which was arranged exhausted the hero's courage and transformed his very being. His heart, the vessel of his spirit, was cast into the desert, lost amidst the trackless sands. His body transformed, forging itself as one element with the door to Ankhtepot's chamber. It is a door none shall pass until the spirit of the hero is returned to him. Yep, our falcon is talking about it, and there is the hero. So we're just going to plug the heart in right there. And we're more or less done. We could just go and say hello to Ankhtepot. We're not going to, because look, we have the Ankhtepot seal quarter. Now that we've combined it, we have a full seal. This one has a blue scarab on it, flanked by 2 snakes. So we're going to finish exploring this way. And I'm doing this for a reason that will become clear probably in a little bit. Thank you. And where does this teleporter take us? Takes us nowhere. It's a trick. Yes, one of the walls is unusual. There's a button. And there's a pyro elemental. Whew. Yes, for unusual. Right now, we're going to go up and down all of these passageways looking for buttons. Can we force our way through? Yes. Are there buttons to press? Yes. Want to keep our eyes open, make sure we can all the buttons. Alright guys, come on. There you go. Not fast enough. Now you've probably noticed already that this passage here, the doors are slowly starting to open. And they are opening as we find the buttons necessary. Uh-oh. This seems bad. Potions of fire resistance? Well, might as well take them. That's okay, we got lots of ointments to take care of all the poisoning. But there is a button. That teleporter does not work. That one does. Alright, yeah, let's heal real quick. Alright, time to go into another area. Now I'm hoping this is just a poison area. Because if it's poison, we're actually immune to it. Not immune to diseases though. And there we are, we're diseased. Well, thankfully, lots of ointments. A few of us know how to cast the spell Cure Disease. That's a pyre elemental. Oh, and where does this take us? Takes us to a button. Alright, let's get back to healing. Where are my other ointments? This isn't working out so good for us, is it? Well, before we start exploring this passage, let's finish exploring that one. Potion of flying. Nah, we don't need to fly. Ring of fire resistance. Not bad, but we've got plenty of those. And where did we just get knocked? Ah, that button almost got away from us. Alright, let's see if we muscle our way through that. Alright, we're out. And we are much worse off. Now, one last passage to go down. Yeah, I saw you try to catch me with that spinning trap. Now, is there one more button? Or am I out of my mind? Well, the reason we did all of that is about to become clear. Let's just rest real fast. And we will cast our buffs. Even though we're not really gonna need them for fighting. Hope this works. In fact, you know what? In case this doesn't work, I'm going to save. Hang on. Alright, no, I've gotten ahead of myself again. We're going back here and using the Ankhtepot seal quarter. Well, not the quarter, but the hole. Now we have a teleporter that links us to the Temple of Ra. So, you know what? We're also going to cast Improved Identify. Look at our goodies. +3 shield. Awesome. +2 Warhammer. Not bad. And +2 short sword. All in all, some pretty good goodies. But we're now going to use this mallet to ring the gong. Well, it would seem that ringing that gong caught something's attention. Well, that something happens to the Ankhtepot. An Ankhtepot is not an enemy that we can just take on. Meaning that we can't just get up in there and hit him with our swords over and over again. What we have to do is get him to chase us. We want him to chase us to the teleporter that we activated. Now, this can be really tough or really easy, depending on what the game decides to do with you. Now, a lot of the time, Ankhtepot is going to hold back and throw spells at you. He's going to shoot you with fireballs or cast a spell magic. But if he gets close, he will attempt to use his touch of death, which will just flat out kill you. And there's nothing you can do about that. If he kills you, you're dead. And sometimes he's aggressive and he charges right after you. Other times he's kind of slow and just kind of takes his time charging you and stalking you. Now at the moment, I'm taking him down this passageway with the fireballs because honestly I think that's one of the easier ones to deal with. It's just a straight passageway. We don't have to worry about Ankhtepot running off to the left or to the right, although we are going to get pelted with fireballs. But honestly, that's not all that big a problem. We have plenty of healing items to take care of that. You can see that a lot of our spells are getting deactivated because of him. Come on, Ankhtepot. Ooh, that was a little too close. So yeah, this is the final climactic battle of the Stone Prophet. A game of keep away with Ankhtepot. Good, we got him going. We gotta get him to turn this corner. It's sometimes tough. But we've been lucky so far. He hasn't pulled off his touch of death yet. But if he's gonna pull it off, it'll probably be around here. Because he can get pretty close. Come on, buddy. Anktepot's not my buddy. Jackalware is getting banged up. Come on, Ankhtepot. One more. Turn that corner. Ah! Almost got close enough to use it on us. Come on. Poor Beatrice. That's alright. We're just about at the end of our little chase. Poor Beatrice, she died a few times during Strahd's possession. Now she's died during Stone Prophet. But there we go, we've made it through the teleporter and Ankhtepot has followed. And we're going to get ourselves a little
In the presence of Ankhtepot, the Hierophant awakens. There is no time for greeting.
There's nothing for them now but to destroy each other. Yet, by the looks of things, we should leave, and quickly. So yeah, we are in the Temple of Ra right now. And what we're going to do is just teleport right out. Because while Ankhtepot is fighting with the Hierophant, the Wall of Ra is not up.
The ancient undead continue their struggle, aware only of the hatred burning.
Let me tell you, when I was a wee little Ed, I thought this cutscene with the mummies fighting each other was so damn cool. Although looking at it now, it's kind of slow and kind of stiff. Although, you know what, it is slow and stiff magic. But I'm just such a big sucker for monsters fighting with each other. I may have said that the Scroll of Return was east of the Temple of Set. It's actually east of the Temple of Ra.
Within the buried Temple of Ra, the combatants join together. It is a deadly embrace.
Alright, and there we go.
What began as a rage of evil hearts shall end just the same. Yet victory cannot smile upon both creatures, and the Hierophant begins to tremble.
Yep, the Hierophant is starting to lose. This magic is our last chance. There's not a moment to waste. We'll use it now. Alright, well, first thing I'm going to do is get out of the Wall of Ra. And I honestly think we can spend as much time as we want just waiting. But we're not going to do that. We are going to click the scroll and we're going to watch the ending.
It begins slowly. The magic. And then, in a surge of power, the gate is established. Here stands the way to El Terrell.
The rest,
Our little
they
friend
are
from the village came up to see
ashamed.
us.
They want to thank you, but won't come near. They know how wrong they were. Wrong about you. None are brave enough to face you. The disease is gone. I'll grow to be strong like you. And I'll remember. Always. One day, I'll tell my children. The sand and the heat, they can't make us forget.
Maybe he'll grow
No
up to
night
be
will
that
pass, but we'll talk
character
of you
from
in
the portrait I
Wuhan.
usually use as a paladin.
What few moments remain cannot be wasted.
Oh yeah. Better get out of there before the wall comes up.
The way to Lord Delth's kingdom has been won. Praise sweet life and bless the day that brings you back to us. You have my answers, I see that, and 1,000 other tales to tell by the look of things. The ball of light is gone, and all trace of evil magic with it. But Lord Delth shall hear how you disobeyed my orders. You have saved the nation, but a Hell Rider is nothing without discipline. Your orders, clearly stated, were to scout and return, not to take the entire evil matter upon your own shoulders. I'm afraid it's a month confined to the palace for you, with no more than 1,000 pieces of gold as your reward, and no more than 2 parades in your honor, and by the gods, my own personal welcome home.
Well, I guess he's right. We did disobey orders. Congratulations! Your party's brave and heroic deeds have won the day. In this tale of high adventure, the victory is yours.
Where
Okay, so there we go. That is Ravenloft, the Stone Prophet. And we get to hear the... What is it? The Elusive Ghost's song as our reward for finishing the game. So, if you enjoyed watching me play this game, and I hope you did, and want to give it a shot yourself, well, you got options. You can go and get physical copies of it, probably online, especially since it got re-released in different collections. But if you want to go the digital route, it and the original Ravenloft are available on Good Old Games. Now, I love this game. It was a little tough going through it as a kid, but playing it again as an adult, a lot more stuff became clear to me. And I already told you guys about the history I have with this game. So it has a lot of fond memories. I have a lot of fond memories with this game. But that's going to be it. There aren't any other Ravenloft games like this. There is another D&D game similar to this. You know, this perspective, that kind of characters and mechanics, called Menzoberranzan, which I hope I'm pronouncing correctly. That's a lot more like traditional D&D in tone and style, and it takes place, I think, in Forgotten Realms. And you even get to meet some of the famous Forgotten Realm characters. But that's all. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next game. Take care.
Thief of life, he tried to steal endless life from the gods' hold.